The Moscow Kremlin, or just the Kremlin, is a historic complex in central Moscow. Today, the Kremlin is the heart of modern Russia. It is in the central part of the capital. On its territory are located a number of important structures of state power: the presidency, the government, and other bodies. It became a household name for the power, first of the Russian Empire, then of Soviet Russia, and the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, and finally of the present-day Russian Federation. Inextricably linked to all the most important historical and political events in Russia since the 13th century, the Kremlin was the residence of the Great Prince and also a religious center. At the foot of its ramparts on the Red Square and Saint Basil's Basilica is one of the most beautiful Russian Orthodox monuments. The Kremlin illustrates the beginning of Moscow city and how the society created their social structure by living together, protected by the fortress. The whole monument is a symbol of power and strength and makes the people feel like a part of a strong nation. Russian people understand that the country they live in is capable of accomplishing great things. The society is proud of the Kremlin because of its history and that the fortress managed to serve its purpose to protect the Moscow citizens for numerous years. Preventing the occupation of other nations managed to create this symbolic perception by society. The monument itself is protected by UNESCO and it is a destination for both Russians and foreigners.
The existing Kremlin walls and towers were built by Italian masters from 1485 to 1495. The irregular triangle of the Kremlin wall encloses an area of 275,000 square meters. Its overall length is 2,235 meters, but the height ranges from 5 to 19 meters depending on the terrain. The wall's thickness is between 3.5 to 6.5 meters. Originally there were 18 Kremlin towers, but the number increased to 20 in the 17th century. All but 3 of the towers are square in plan. The highest tower is its Troitskaya, which was built its present height of 80 meters. Cathedral Square is the heart of Kremlin. It is surrounded by 6 buildings, including 3 cathedrals. The Cathedral of the Dormitorium was completed in 1974 to be main church of Moscow and where all the Tsars were crowned. The massive limestone facade, capped with its 5 golden cupolas, was the design of Aristotle Fiovartani. Several important metropolitans and patriarchs are buried there, including Peter and Macaulay. The gilded three-domed Cathedral of the Annunciation was completed next in 1489, only to be reconstructed to a 9-domed design a century later. On the southeast of the square is the much larger Cathedral of the Archangel Michael, where almost all the Muscovite monarchs from Ivan Kalita to Ivan V of Russia are interred. Inextricably linked to all the most important historical and political events in Russia since the 13th century, the Kremlin was the residence of the Great Prince and also a religious center. At the foot of its ramparts, on the Red Square, Saint Basil Basilica is one of the most important Russian Orthodox monuments. While planning your visit, you need to think of what would you like to see. You may book different types of tickets: Kremlin's grounds with cathedrals, Armory Museum, Diamond Font, Ivan the Great Bell Tower, archaeological exhibition. Did you know that Kremlin is the largest fortress in Europe? Walking around its vast territory of 28 hectares, you will discover ancient churches, gardens, and unusual monuments. During your walk around the Kremlin grounds, you will see the Cathedral Square with the oldest Moscow churches, Ivan the Great's Bell Tower, Patriarch Chamber Museum with restored 17th century interiors and a curious collection of Patriarch's treasures. Visiting the Kremlin is included in our classic towers with our Moscow Tower Guide. The Kremlin is closed on Thursdays The grounds are open from 9:30 to 6 p.m. in summer and from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the low season. The Armory Museum is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. with 4 sessions starting at 10 a.m., 12 p.m., and 2:30 p.m.